AfriSoul presents Nickel Millionaire 2.0, where your dreams of becoming a millionaire can come true, not once, but twice. In the first 2 months, one lucky AfriSoul subscriber will win a cool $1 million. Another lucky winner will take home another $1 million just 2 months after that. But wait, there's more. We've got loads of cash prizes to be won every week. Simply buy a minimum of $10 in credit or data. So the more you buy, the better your chances of hitting the jackpot. Nickel Millionaire 2.0. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. live on GRTS. AfriSoul, creating millionaires, changing lives.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
Good evening from our studio along the Bertel Harding Highway. This is Start TV News with me, Mamadou Bailabari. Coming up tonight, NEA stocks national and USET libraries with comprehensive environmental research books. Talende women devise coping mechanism for inflation as Ramadan progresses. Kachikali Crocodile pulls chief guide on secrets and history of iconic attraction. Gambia Wrestling Association unveils for upcoming sub-regional competition. Empowering youth, Club Kahel Home AM holds Taekwondo exam to foster discipline and respect. On the international news, is Donald Trump keeping his promises on immigration, tariffs, and dodge? Trump hits Canada, Mexico, China with high tariffs as trade war intensifies. These stories and many more in just a moment. To the news in detail, and many thanks for joining us. The National Environment Agency presented a stock of vital environmental report books of the National Library and the University of Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, USET. These resource materials can now be easily accessed by students, researchers, consultants, and anyone with keen interest in environmental issues. More details in this report by Lamin Bah.
These resource materials provide essential guidance on various environmental policies, ensuring that users are well informed and equipped to make environmentally sound decisions. The collection includes detailed references and guides for businesses to operate in compliance with environmental regulations. Mr. Sheikh Alkinki Sanyang, Head of Education and Communications at NEA, highlighted the importance of these materials during the presentation ceremony. He emphasized the practical value of the resource materials for academic and professional use.
The third edition of the States of the Environment Report and the fourth edition of the State of the Environment Report, which is the current state of the Environment Report of the Republic of the Gambia. So most of the Gambians, researchers, educationists, and students can easily find these materials at the comfort of the Gambia National Library and do their research without any much ado.
Mr. Bakari Sanyang, Director of the National Library, expressed gratitude for the donation, recognizing the significance of the materials. He gave the assurance that best use would be made of books.
The first of its kind, that we are deeply elated to receive this stock of books from the National Environment Agency. Just like my colleague said, that is a small token, but I also want to emphasize that the quantity of books does not matter anywhere. What matters in terms of books is the content of the book. It may be the smallest of books, but then what it carries is more important than the science.
Dr. Dauda Baji, Executive Director of NEA, reaffirmed the agency's commitment to spearheading thorough environmental studies across various domains. He mentioned that the reasons for the distribution of these items borders on the countering misinformation and to provide insight into the NEA's efforts.
To do what we are able to do now as a result of making research, doing a lot of reading, and the library serves as that purpose. And as the head of the National Environment Agency, we do a lot of studies. We do a lot of reports. We've developed policy guidelines on environmental management in this country. And then we also do a lot of environmental impact assessment studies. And every environmental impact assessment study, there is always a copy.
Dr. Baji said the NEA intends to closely collaborate with USET, giving the institution's strong focus on science. He promised to consolidate the ongoing partnership initiatives for the realization of SEAT goals.
And I think we are ready to collaborate in any way possible to ensure that whatever support we can do, we also have areas where we can jointly work together to come up with things that is going to address issues. Please engage us so that we can collaborate and have a strong proposal or whatever that is going to strengthen your work. Because anywhere I go, almost over the street, I see TVET, most of your University of Science, Applied Science, Engineering and Technology. This is one of the things I see. I see it on the road. And I felt that is what we need in this country. We don't need to bring people to fixing our basic stuff. Otherwise, we'll not go anywhere. And this is what I want to share. Thank you so much, Prof, for welcoming us. And it's a pleasure to bring this little gesture to this institution. But we are proud of bringing it to build the capacity of the people. Thank you so much, Prof.
Professor Nazmat Surajuddin Bakindi, Vice Chancellor of USET, commended the NEA's dedication to advancing environmental knowledge. She stated that NEA's efforts align with the United Nations climate change goals and assured that the donated books would be put into excellent use.
So I want to assure you that those books, we are going to put them to good use because we know that they are valuables and there are things that can help in research. That is why you see our Director of Research and Grants also here. We've gotten proposals and all those stuff, and climate change is one of those things that we have to take care of.
The donation includes key documents such as the State of the Environment Report, Gambia Environment Action Plan 2021-2030, and Gambia Environmental Impact Assessment, among others, all of which are pivotal in shaping informed and responsible environmental practices. Lamin Ba, Star TV News.
The women of Talending have united to support families to deal with rocketing food prices during Ramadan. As part of their sustained effort in fixing the food price problem during the Muslim month of fasting and with other exigencies, the women have come up with a collective savings and mutual support scheme. They recently distributed cash among members to caution the impact of high food prices during this month of fasting. Modu El Baji witnessed the distribution and he files in this report.
For 8 years now, this dedicated group of women called Buludung Kafo has been pooling their resources, providing vital assistance to its members during times of increased financial strains. Led by Aji Sajo Sise, the Buludung Kafo was founded in 2016 following President Adama Barrow's electoral victory and has since then become a tower of strength for its members. The Buludung Kafo initial plan was to meet and congratulate President-elect at the time. Sise explains.
am na léegi dinaa ne 8 years 2016 bi Barrow bi ne wiu Barrow ci lañ form Kafo bi ñu ne léegi ñu ñëpp comme que ñëpp a ngi dem nuyu Barrow.
From that day, we informed this women's group. We meet every Monday to contribute for the month of Ramadan to support one another. Each member's share of the distributed cooking condiments was determined by their level of annual contribution.
Susu bi suñ ko tegee dañ ko jël kenn jox kenn nit waaye suñ tegee ba mu yàgga dañ dee stop raful bi ñu door di teg pour weeri koor gi bagage yi nga gis ni moom noonu lañ ko defee Monday bu nekk dañoo tasee suñ tasee dafa am amount booy teg xam nga doole emuñ soo seetee bagage yi niñ tegoo noonu la doole demee di nga gis am na ñu fi am 12 bidon diwlin am na ñoo xam ne benn bidon diwlin lañ am.
This timely support is particularly crucial given the current inflation pressure. Jatu Manjang, a member of the group, emphasized the significant impact of the initiative on their families.
Alhamdulillah, sang akala fale.
This initiative will help us in our quest to support our families. Our membership continues to increase significantly due to the growing popularity and effectiveness of the group's efforts.
The success of the initiative of Buludung Kafo is attributed to the unwavering commitment of members and the trust fostered within the group. Another member, Aminata Sow, praised the group's leadership.
Kafo bi nak yaga na ko samp lol nak di dimbele jigéen ñi every year ñepp fofu len de njëriñoo because ñi xamne ne fu mu nekk ni Gambia dundam dafa seer.
Women of our community continue to benefit from this initiative since its intervention. The strong bond of trust and mutual support have enabled the group to thrive and expand its reach, providing crucial welfare packages for its members during challenging times.
So sen alaman yinde alaman nit yegi yu yep musta manke da ben xaliss musta manke te lolu ñu xamne ne jafé na fu mu nekk ni.
This Talinding-based Musubuludung Kafo group serves as a powerful example of community resilience and the strength of collaborative action. Their initiatives not only provides practical support during Ramadan, but also foster a sense of unity and solidarity within the community. In a time of economic hardship, their commitment to mutual aid highlights the power of women coming together to support one another and their families. The women went home full of joy as they carry bags of rice, cooking oil, and other valuable items. For Star TV, I am Modu El Baji.
The chief guide of Kachikali Crocodile Pool, Musa Bajo, has stepped a little back into history, highlighting the historical and cultural context of the crocodile pool. Awasana reports.
Bajo shared insights into the rich history and cultural significance of this unique site, which has been attracting visitors for centuries and continues to play a vital role in the Gambia's tourism economy. Musa Bajo, who has dedicated over 14 years to guiding visitors at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool, spoke about the attraction's origins and its significance to the local community. According to Bajo, the Kachikali Crocodile Pool was established by the Bojang family, the first settlers in Bakau, approximately 300 years ago. Here he explains how the name Kachikali came about and how the well turned into a crocodile pool.
The pond was a well. They have a sister that came to the well every day to fetch water until one day, and when she came, she saw a woman who was sitting nearby the well, and this woman was crying. She asked her, "What are you crying and who are you?" The woman replies that who am I is not important. What I'm crying is important. I'm crying because my child is in the well and I need someone to help to get this child out. So where Mai went to call two of her brothers by the name Tamba and Jali. And when they came, Jali, as a younger brother, was instructed to get down to the well and get this child out. And that's what he did. And he went down to the well and get the child out. And through that, the woman, the mother, was so pleased and happy that they helped her to get the child, even though that's the first time they see her. And she told them that it's my place. This is my place. I'm gonna give it to you. So the name Kachikali came from there. Something down, you pick it up, Kachika, because the child was sitting on the rock inside the well. So to pick him child out.
Bajo explains that the name Kachikali is deeply rooted in the local culture, and the site has transformed from a simple well into a respected crocodile pool over the years. He continues to explain that spiritual and healing properties are attributed to the pool, noting that it serves as a refuge for individuals seeking relief from ailments, whereby sick people or women who find it difficult to bear a child visit to take birth with the pond water in order to conceive. The Kachikali Crocodile Pool not only holds cultural importance, but also contributes significantly to the Gambia's economy. Bajo highlights the role of Gambians living abroad in promoting the site and marketing it to those who have never entertained the thought of having proximity to a crocodile. Part of the challenges he mentions is the high cost of food for the crocodiles, especially the fish price. He also bemoaned the physical condition of the place, among others.
We are encountering lots. Firstly, the high price of cost of living, especially the fish price in the market today is very dear. That's a big challenge, and also the standard of this place need to be more than this. We need to have a support, whereby we can standardize this place to become a place whereby and people that comes in will not regret it. I mean, people enjoy to come even at this standard, but we need to see the new face of this place. It needs to be more standard. So that's also a challenge.
So that's the fish is what you use to feed them?
Yeah, because feeding them with anything rather than fish, like raw meat, chickens, whatever, this could change the behavior of the crocodile, because if they smell blood for food, this could change. We will be attracted to them. So to avoid any incident happening, that we feed them with fish.
Musa urges people to be professional in any work that they do, as he got bullied and degraded by other people, but he remained resolute. Bajo described his job as a national duty.
What matters is what we are contributing. We are doing the national duties. It's a national duty. We, as a guide, tourist guide, we are the first ambassadors of our country, because we market our country. The people that came, we show them the country. We tell them good. We show them the culture. We show them everything that they need to know in this country. So we are the first ambassador of our country. So I must cover that bond. So it is a national duties we are doing, so including everyone that came with thanks. And we are so grateful to everybody that visited this place, and we send every Gambian star. This is their home, it's our place, and we need to preserve it. I don't only talk about...
He finally called for the promotion and standardization of other historical sites and tourist assets in the Gambia, such as Abuka Nature Reserve and Kunta Kinte Island, among others. He noted that the affordability of visiting these attractions makes them accessible and appealing to both locals and tourists. As the Kachikali Crocodile Pool continues to thrive as a cultural and economic cornerstone, Bajo's insights remind the public of the importance of preserving and promoting the Gambia's rich history and heritage. Awasani for Star TV News.
The Gambia Wrestling Association has outlined plans for its participation in the upcoming ECOWAS competition. These plans were unveiled in a press conference held at the PIA recently. Strategies and overall readiness for the competition. Maria Toure has more.
Wrestling, a traditional sport and cultural heritage in the Gambia, symbolizes strength and discipline. It helps athletes build muscular strength, improve balance, and enhance flexibility. The Gambia will be represented by 5 athletes, 3 males and 2 females. The president of the Gambia Wrestling Association, Matar Sen, shared insights on the competition, highlighting the team's dedication and preparedness.
That we are doing is to participate to the ECOWAS competition that's supposed to take place in Nigeria. This time there is a little bit changes. The categories have 5 categories that's supposed to take place, that's supposed to compete. But we have 2 female wrestlers, that is the 66 and 76, and it is 600 and 120 is the male athletes.
National Sport Council Sarah Kamara commended the efforts of the association and pledged continued support for wrestling and other sporting activities.
As you prepare to compete against some of the best in the region, I want to remind you that you carry not only your individual ambitions, but also the hopes and aspirations of an entire nation. Your dedication, hard work, and commitment to excellence has brought you this far. and we have no doubt that you will make us proud. Go forth with confidence, display and discipline and sportsmanship that defines Gambian athletes, and let your performance reflect the spirit of our great nation. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Gambia Wrestling Association, the coaches, and all stakeholders who have worked tirelessly to ensure that our athletes are well prepared for this championship. The National Sport Council and the Ministry of Youth and Sports remains committed to supporting wrestling and all sporting discipline.
Technical Director Mbaika expressed confidence in the athletes' abilities despite a condensed training schedule.
Despite the short duration, liñ mun yëpp def nañ ko ba fexe nañ ba mbër yi camp nañ seen training si ñu mu doon dem as expected. Ta am nañ high hope ne.
Despite the short duration, the athletes have trained. We did our best, the coach did his best, and the athletes should try their best in the competition. I hope that we win.
Head coach Suleiman Ba emphasized the importance of discipline and respect as the team gears up for the challenge.
We thank God because we are eating and trained. The only thing left is for us to go and compete with discipline and respect.
Team captain Babukar Mbouch stated his determination to perform well and urged the public to pray for the team's success. With a strong focus on tradition and cultural heritage, the Gambia Wrestling Association aims not just for victory at the ECOWAS competition, but also to honor the values of strength and unity in wrestling in the Gambia. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Maria Tuture.
Club Helcom AM held a taekwondo exam on Saturday at St. Charles in Fajikunda, aiming to reinforce discipline, respect, and self-esteem among local youth. Maria Tuture with the details of the story.
Taekwondo, a revered form of self-defense, prioritizes respect and self-discipline. Since its establishment in 2020, Club AM has emerged as a beacon of hope for parents seeking to instill essential values in their children through martial arts. Participants are trained physically and mentally, preparing them for personal challenges both on and off the mat. President of the Gambia Taekwondo highlighted the importance of Taekwondo for the youth.
So that they can know what Taekwondo is all about. It's all about discipline, it's all about being who you are, and it gives you the strength that you want, and it gives you the mentality, it gives you the spiritual fitness. That's all that you can get from Taekwondo. So you see that it's different from all these other sports. Once you are a Taekwondo practitioner, it remains with you for the rest of your life. It's not something that you're going to start today and say tomorrow, oh no, I'm leaving Taekwondo. Once you embark on it, it's a continuous journey.
He also shed light on the ongoing struggle to officially register clubs and gain recognition for international participation.
As you can see, the federation, I can say not yet a federation, but the Taekwondo Association, I mean to say, doesn't recognize most of the schools. And that's what we try every day to make sure they recognize all the schools here. We've contacted them for some time now, but the response is not yet given to us that we can go ahead and register or reaffiliate some of these Taekwondo clubs in Gambia. So that's one of the main challenges.
Asanbo, master of Club Kelcom AM, emphasized the challenges faced in Taekwondo. Despite the absence of a federation, he expressed his passion and commitment to training children to be disciplined.
Hey sister, I'm telling you, content na defi wa li am ci programme Taekwondo force ñu ngi wax ci federation. Xam nga ñu ne ci kaw su baaxut.
We do not have a federation. We tried our best by going to many places, but we do not have a federation.
Ñu ngi def suñu level best pour Gambia am federation. Fu ma waxee ne man ray na ba sama style dama ko résister. Ñu ngi ci nekk ci on of man. Léegi nag jafe-jafe nag soo ko jafe-jafe nag mënul dakk. Fekkee nag fédération su amee da ngaa mën a gën a jooyee li nga bëgg a jooy yëpp tey nag dem nañ fu ñu war a dem nag dem nañ la assurance dem nañ dem nañ fu ne lañ dem.
He assured parents that enrolling their children in the club will teach them respect as the club believes in non-violent training methods.
ñu jéem a try ñu jéem a dugal seen doom si taekwondo ndax fii salle baa ngi fi waaye am na yeneen salle yu nekk Gambia ndax because képp koo xam ne da nga am sa doom boo xam ne yow yaa ngi gis si moom ndax ñu kenn du yar.
If you enroll your children here, we will train them to be respectful because we believe that beating a child is not a way to train them.
soo demee ba fexe ba nga yar sa doom bu may wax dëgg rek loo bëgg si moom danga ko def ñu su ñu yoree dañoo fexe si yow baatu fen bu nekk si yow fen moom da nga koy tere génn si yow carrément ba pare ñuy communiquer say waajur yi ne leen lépp loo xam ne gis nga sa doom lu la naqari fexeel nga woo ñu téléphone nga wax ñu su paree suñu yor ndax ñun dóor du yar ñun ni ñooy yaree ak yéen ni ñooy yar.
Parents eagerly enroll their children, driven by their belief in Taekwondo's ability to provide not only self-defense skills, but also a foundation of respect that will guide their children throughout life. Some particularly believe that Taekwondo helps prevent sickness. Mohamed Job, a parent, shared his thoughts on Taekwondo's potential to help youths both nationally and internationally. He stated that obtaining a Taekwondo certificate could enable children to earn a living from it.
ñu gis sa certificat suñ la gisee trias bi su boobaa mën nga am leneen waaw ndax léegi kuy garde wala yeneen place yi bala nga faa lii rek dañu xam ne yow mii eewu nga si xam-xam yi su boobaa des ko bul fa te suñ la xamee loolu it ñu bëri duñ la attaque del si mbir mi nga dox nii rek ñu attaque.
As young athletes demonstrated their skills and earned new belts, the exam symbolized a united effort toward nurturing disciplined, respectful individuals who can thrive in society. The commitment of Club Kelcom AM to fostering these values is commendable. With continued support, their journey may pave the way for wider recognition of Taekwondo in the Gambia, empowering youth to succeed both locally and beyond. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Maria Tuture.
The report by Maria Tuture will take us to a short break. When we come back, we'll look at news outside the Gambia. Stay with us.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
SIM card boobu noonu la nag xanaa xamul ne sa SIM card bu yàgg bi mooy bunta bi laa indi lii nga xam ne mooy or pire.
li nga ma doon wóorloo defi kay.
jëfandikul sa SIM card bu yàgg bii nii nga xam ne soo ko daloo rek am ñetti téeméeri minutes yoo xam ne danga ko wax doo fay dara seetaan ko nag live ca GRTS télévision talaata bu jot ak alxames bu juróom-ñeneenti waxtu yu tegee waaw waaw.
Welcome back. After that short commercial break, if you're just tuning in, this is Star TV News, and we are broadcasting from our studio along the Battle Harding Highway, Kanifing. News outside the Gambia now. When President Donald Trump addresses the United States Congress on Tuesday, he will describe a rapid-fire effort to deliver his campaign promises to make Americans safer and wealthier. By the numbers, Trump has been very busy, has signed more than 70 executive orders in about 6 weeks. But many of his policies on immigration tariffs, consumer prices, LGBTQ rights, and cutting the government workforce are not a done deal. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports from Washington, D.C. on what to expect from that speech.
Another executive order is signed, the number now at more than 70, the most introduced in the first 5 weeks of a presidency in more than 40 years. It's a process aimed at reshaping American society, and when he appears in Congress, the president will outline what he is trying to achieve and what, in his view, he already has. Republicans hold a majority in both the Senate and the House of Representatives, but there's been little progress in delivering legislation to meet the key campaign promises, something President Trump is sure to focus on. In the absence of legislation, it's the executive orders that have directed the clampdown on immigration and the reshaping of the federal government. This spearheaded by an unelected billionaire, Elon Musk, who's heading what is labelled the Department of Government Efficiency and appears to be reveling in his job to slash the federal workforce. He's likely to receive a presidential seal of approval in the joint sitting.
Hang on, let the cabinet speak just for a second. Anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw him out of here.
There will be strong presidential praise too for the new cabinet members who are acting quickly to put the Trump agenda in place. An attorney general who is stripping the Justice Department of those involved in past prosecutions of the president. A defense secretary who's leading the crusade against diversity, equality and inclusiveness, or DEI policies, in the military in particular. A process in which the 4-star African-American general who headed the Joint Chiefs of Staff is set to be replaced by a lower-ranking retired white Air Force Lieutenant General. And a Secretary of State who's playing his part in applying a new foreign policy rooted in the concept of America First. The reset of the relationship with Russia clearly evident in the dismissal of Ukrainian concerns about the authenticity of Kremlin commitments to end the war in Ukraine.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
In Congress, the president is expected to clarify his position on this war, and regarding another war, will probably expand on his suggestion that the people of Gaza be removed to neighboring countries to end the conflict in the region. The speech will be a summation of what President Trump believes are victories achieved, along with what he sees as victories to come. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
United States President Donald Trump's new 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada have taken effect, along with a doubling of duties on Chinese goods to 20%, launching the new trade conflicts with the top 3 U.S. trading partners. The tariff actions, which could openly nearly $2.2 trillion in two-way annual U.S. trade, went alive to 12 EST and 5 GMT on Tuesday, as after Trump declared that all the countries had failed to do enough to stem the flow of the deadly occupied fentanyl and its petrochemical chemicals into U.S. Al Jazeera's Zena reports.
U.S. President Donald Trump has often pointed to financial markets as a measure of how his presidency is going. After long-threatened tariffs went into effect, global markets saw volatile trading, indices showing sharp and widespread declines. And Canada, Mexico, and China reacted with retaliatory tariffs of their own. The first salvos in a trade war that is sending shockwaves through the global economy.
Let's be clear. If Trump is imposing tariffs, we're ready. We are ready with $155 billion worth of tariffs, and we're ready with the first tranche of tariffs, which is $30 billion, which is already known.
History has shown that China and the United States benefit from cooperation but suffer from confrontation. However, we will never accept pressure or threats and will firmly safeguard our national sovereignty, security, and development interests.
This will create hundreds of billions of
Trump says this is about national security, immigrants and drugs coming in too easily across U.S. borders, and correcting trade imbalances with other countries. Critics say it is a shakedown and accuse the U.S. president of misusing emergency powers to please his political base. Analysts warn that retaliation will target that base.
They're going to look for the places that are the biggest pinch points for the president's party, and it's the Republican Party. And so they're looking at, actually how they can hit in states that are more Republican dominated. And that is, sadly, that this is how trade wars work.
Trump returned to office demanding loyalty, seeking retribution, releasing jailed supporters, and telling allies they have to pay up for U.S. protection. It is an approach that has left both friends and foes unsettled and wondering what comes next. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of today's news. But before we go, we look at the main points again. NEA stocks national and USED libraries with comprehensive environmental research goals. Talende women devise coping mechanism for inflation as Ramadan progresses. Kachikali Crocodile Pool's chief guide on secrets and history of iconic attraction. Gambia Wrestling Association unveils for upcoming sub-regional competition. Empowering youth, Club Sahel from AM holds Taekwondo exam to foster discipline and respect. On the international news, is Donald Trump keeping his promises on immigration, tariffs and dodge? Trump hits Canada, Mexico, China with high tariffs as trade war intensifies. Well, this is all we have time for. Thank you very much for being there, and do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Until then, a pleasant night.